All right. We are back. It is 7:30-ish on a Sunday night. Once again, it's time for another edition in the Man Cave. This is Polk. We had an all-state PG, all-state coach. What's going on with you fellas?
Happy Sunday, Coach. PG.
Hey, man. Coach Barnes, and we are Polk. We are your number one source for high school basketball in the state of Florida. We've expanded out of Polk County. We now are the number one in the entire state. And we're happy for y'all to chop it up with us a little bit this evening. Had a lot that happened last week, and we got the biggest week of the year coming up this week. So we here for it all. But before we get to all of that, PG, not sure if you got anything in the take, but we always want to give you the option to let us know if you do.
No, I don't. Shout out to McGriff on the amazing tournament.
Okay. We will talk
I was able
about
to
that.
come. I was able to come on there and see all my family, coach, with friends. So that was pretty cool.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. We'll talk more about the mosaic shortly. So, PG, so we pick swinging it back up top, reversing the ball. I was talking to a coach. We were sitting there analyzing the game. One of my former players, he's a coach now, Jimmy Missouri. We was watching a team play. I forgot what team. He was like, Coach, it was out of town team though. He said, Coach, they done ran that same set 5 times in a row, Coach. And they ain't reversed the ball yet, Coach. What happened to ball reversal? People don't reverse the ball no more. I said, hey, man, it's a hot tomato now. It's a lot of black holes in here. So here on the show, we like to have ball reversal. So we got the ball back up top. We reversing the ball to the opposite side of the flow. So, Coach, anything in the corner?
Since we own coaching, Coach, what does what is overcoaching and what does it look like in today's game?
Well, what is it?
You done froze?
I froze. Can y'all hear me?
No, you good. I
Okay. I know personally, I saw a few situations of I guess you would be considered overcoaching this weekend at the Mosaic. Um, I don't think that you have to call something every time down the floor. Sometimes you just kind of gotta let your kids kind of go, be athletes, be ball players, just kind of go with the flow. Cause sometimes just calling the play every time kind of it kind of limits those type of athletes. So the first thing I would say is overcoaching would be feeling like you have to call something every time. It's almost like you kind of micromanaging. Like, and in some cases, it can be like you don't trust your kids, right? Because if you got to call something every time down the floor, you don't trust them to make good decisions on the floor. So that would be my first part of that question. That would be my initial thing would be I would say overcoaching is. And I saw that, like I said, a few times this weekend, and sometimes that overcoaching can kind of change the swing of the game against you. And for two of the teams, the overcoaching kind of it helped them, but they didn't do it like they kind of stopped. You know what I'm saying? So it was like you kind of did it. So maybe the coach felt like he needed do that to get it, get his team kind of back because they were kind of down. In one case, the overcoaching I thought kind of turned the momentum away from his team because his team was kind of in control. And the next thing, and kind of jumped on it. I think they surprised the team they was playing. They jumped out on them, and then the people kind of end up getting back in it. And once they caught them, it kind of went way sideways. So that's my summary answer, Coach. What's your definition of overcoaching?
You took one of them, and that's calling something like every time down the floor. I've seen people in transition. You can hear a coach, yelling out a play like, "Let transition happen first." Then if that don't develop in a great shot, then you get into your set. I agree also that it kind of breaks the rhythm of what's going on. Your kids are on the floor; they have a good feel of what's going on. Um, it's definitely a trust thing. When you feel that maybe your floor general doesn't have a good feel of the game, you need to interject yourself. Um, but a lot of that's done in practice, coach. That they should know what to do once they get out there on the floor, and then if that's not open, get us into the right set. Then if you have to, you can call that set. But every time down the floor, yeah, that's just way overcoaching. And also, you can't address every possession, every issue on the court. Like people yelling and screaming every play, coach. Offense or defense, they yelling and screaming every play. Like those kids do not get a break. And most of the kids these days don't respond to that. You know what I'm saying? Like again, just let them play. Um, Sometimes it's meant for you to be vocal, sometimes it's not. And I don't think most people have a good balance of that. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? That also went into I like game management issues, management of substitutions, when they change defenses, timeouts. Um, I seen one coach call like four timeouts in the first half. That leave you with one in the second half.
What?
Say that again, PG.
Now you say you saw somebody call 4 timeouts in the first half?
First
And all
half.
of us got to know about
Man, I
Yeah,
felt
bro.
like Scott called some. Scott called a couple of quick, like, but he had to.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta have a feel for that. You gotta know when to stop that bleed. You gotta know when to save your team. You sometimes, the productive struggle is the best thing. They got to figure out a way how to withstand them punches. But using all your timeouts in the first half is just not wise, especially if you get into an offense defense situation last 2 or 3 minutes of the game where you need them and you
is
can't
that
stop the clock.
is overcoaching more? Is it overcoaching or is it ego? And it's the overcoaching. Is it because of lack of trust in your guys, or is it your ego that you got to control the narrative and just be saying something and just be?
I think it's both, coach. Actually, I think it's both. I think ego is a big part of it. It really is. You know what I'm saying? And I think they're out to prove something to someone. I don't know who that person or a group of people would be, but I guess they're trying to, solidify themselves as a coach, and they feel that they have to, every play, be saying something or, yelling and screaming or something like that. But in the end, coach, like I said in the beginning of the season, do it your own way. Do it your own way. But you got to be held accountable for it too, just as the kids do.
So to Big Will, shout out to Big Will tapping in, playing City's finest. Uh, do you think that how true is what he posted about? Do coaches have scripted? Would you say coaches have scripted sets on offense and defense?
Some probably
Within,
do.
within the county now, within the county.
Oh, within the county, I think they do, and some of them, I think they stick with it for too long, and I think that's where a lot of them get in trouble. Um,
That's that ego again, right?
that's the ego again, or that mentality that it should work because somebody else used it against that team and it worked well for them. Or maybe you don't have that personnel. Maybe your kids don't have that IQ to execute. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I don't have scripted sets, but I'm gonna try most of my sets early to figure out what I'm gonna get from it and what I'm gonna be successful with.
Is that a good thing or bad thing though?
For what?
Having scripted sets.
In basketball, I think that's hard to have scripted sets. I think you got to feel the game with basketball. And football, I think yes, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Football, definitely. Basketball, you can script out I have my first play that I want to run, but after that, it's more of a feel on and how the team is playing us that I know what's gonna be there and what's not.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna get shout outs real quick. From this past week, young men that got recognized, got offers and things of that nature. So on the football side, we had Carl Jean Bart from Davenport picked up an offer from Arkansas State. Dominique Payne from Lakeland picked up 2 more offers from Colorado and SMU for football. We got Jeremy Nixon picked up an offer from Cleveland State Community College. And Eric Daly picked up offer from Weber International. And we had 2 commitments. We had 1 football, 1 basketball. So we had a commitment from Winter Haven. For Troy Boswell committed to Carson Newman University for basketball. And yesterday we had Chenard, which is, we all know him as Scooter Cloud from Lakeland, committed to University of North Carolina for football. So congrats to all those young men from this past week on your offers and your commitments. Polk, we celebrate you. And if you play basketball, we don't care if you get football accolades, because however you get there, that's what it's about. Because Coach had a conversation with Coach Woodside after their game. We talked about a lot of stuff, but one thing he was like, make sure you let your viewers know this. He said for Division II, there is a sliding scale as it relates to how much money they can or they will award you. So he was like, the higher your GPA, the more money they can offer you, like for what they can cover. So in Troy's case, the fact that he's such a good good student in the classroom, all of his stuff will be covered based off of what the package he can get. So you guys that you young man, 25, 26, 27, all of that, don't wait to get yourself right in the classroom, because you can be losing some money if you are kind of taking that stuff for granted. So you want to make sure we gave you that PSA, so it kind of tied right into those young men getting those offers. So make sure you're doing the job. And Coach, I know you know a lot more about that, but I just wanted to say that and give a shout out to Coach Woodside for providing that information.
And just to piggyback on that, me and Coach Barnes had the privilege of spending some time with Coach Sean Hannerhan, who is now the AD at Warner, and their head football coach, Coach Dalio, down there at Warner. And that's one of the biggest things that he talked about was, kids receiving money. And, just to let you know, NAIA is not going to be a full ride. You know what I'm saying? How much money you can get academically through those 3 criteria in order to get in. And then, the football money on top of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's all they can cover. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to be in a situation where hopefully you're great academically, that it can cover what you're not getting from sports to have a full ride. And wait until your senior year to get your grades right. That's not that's not it, Coach. That's really not it. It starts as soon as you walk in. It actually starts before high school if you're taking high school classes like algebra or geometry or some type of world history, high school class. Your GPA starts then.
The minute you take that class, your clock started to tick. So,
Mm-hmm.
So I got this. This is, it's a lot we're gonna talk about the Mosaic. But one thing that kind of stood out to me is watching the games. There are a lot of teams with a lot of underclassmen. Like I'm talking about like 2028 underclassmen, 2027 underclassmen that are like big parts of their team, their rotation. Like they're not just bringing you along, like they out there in the fire. So, what advice would both of you what would you all give to this underclassman, this 2028 kid, this 2027 kid, of how to handle being on a team with a lot of upperclassmen? Because I saw a couple of different scenarios this weekend, and I'm just watching, and there were some cases where the upperclassmen, it was not a good situation for the underclassmen for different reasons, and there were some cases where the underclassmen, it was kind of seamless. So as we move into the second season, this freshman or this sophomore that's very talented, they're on a team with a bunch of older guys. How do you navigate that? What advice would you give to them as they move into district play?
The biggest thing is chemistry, coach. We talked about this where, some of those underclassmen, we seen, having little arguments on the court, or, it was some tension there. So are we teammates or are we competitors? Where we're competing against each other for stats or recognition or for whatever else. You know what I'm saying? If I'm an underclassman going into this second season, for one, don't look at it as I got next year. Look at it from a senior standpoint. Like, hey, this could be my last game. And I think if you go in with that mindset, it'll give you that competitive mentality to play your best.
Play
game.
hard. Yeah, play hard. Yeah.
PG, you lived that because you was young and you was in the rotation. So how was your experience with that?
I mean, I just was humble. So the experience for me was not to try to do too much verbally and try to learn. You know what I'm saying? So basically, fit in, um, and understand your role. That's the first thing for any young kid playing with other older ones. The coach needs to let them know what their role is, so they won't have those stressful issues. Because again, you got some people that's playing the last season or the game, and you don't want to be in a situation where it kills your spirit because they're blaming you. So understand the role.
I know this is advice, and I know it's football, but like CJ, his freshman year, he was on a team with a whole lot of seniors, and the thing where he was at was they didn't play freshmen on varsity, and so he had a thing where he felt like he was better than the guys that was playing, and he would talk to me about it. And my thing would be, your job first of all is to just go work and compete and make it where when them coaches go into those rooms to talk about lineups and situations and personnel, that they like, we just got to figure out a way to get this kid out there, right? And then so he was able to get out there, but then my thing was, okay, now that you out there, you just make sure that you don't mess up. Like, don't gamble, don't be trying to be the hero. You just be dependable. Because these guys been here. These guys been here 3-4 years, and they ain't got time for no freshmen trying to come in and steal the show. And so you just be dependable. If it's a tackle to be made, make the tackle. If it's you supposed to be where you're supposed to be, just be dependable so they know that you ain't not trying to be like a hero. And just be dependable. Don't be talking. Don't be giving your opinion on stuff. It's not your team at this point. This is not your team. This is their team. So you just come in and just be a part of it. Be dependable. Don't make no mistakes. Don't cost your team, and and let it happen. If that makes sense. So, and I know that's football and it's different than basketball. But I was just kind of surprised. Go ahead, TG. Oh, I was just surprised at the number of young guys that's playing. I was impressed, but then I saw how some upperclassmen were very inviting to their underclassmen, and there were some that you could tell they were looking kids off. You know, they running sets opposite, and when we talk about ball reverse, the ball wasn't getting reversed. It's just like, and the kid can clearly play, clearly talented, clearly can help, and so you can let your ego have you doing laundry a little earlier than you probably should if you don't fix it. But I know that got to be tough for those underclassmen. It just was on my mind that, especially when it's kind of obvious that this kid is that, you know. So it was just kind of a thought. So we want to make sure we give advice to the young man. So if you're a young kid, make sure that you hear what the PG said, what the All-State coach said, as y'all get ready for the second season. So, another kind of thing I'm out, just tidbit. So when I first started, I took over at Polk State, the provost called me into the office and he was talking. He said, "Look, Corey, I know you care about kids. I know you want what's best for them, but here, because Gateway Charter School, he said you got to look at this like you're running a business, like you're running a small business. You got to be able to get the kids in. You got to be able to get the money in and to be able to do all the stuff that you want to do. So you got to look at it like a business, and you're running a program." And this weekend at the Mosaic, I'm looking at kind of the structure, the organization, and how things are ran. And to me, from my viewpoint, it's like McGriff is running his team almost like a business. It's a team, but it's a business. It's a program. It's a business as far as how he kind of goes about his business, at least with this event. So my question is, why? And maybe they do it, I just don't see it. Why don't more teams look at their programs almost like a small business and run it that way? Because obviously you have to have money, right? You got to fundraise, you got to have money in order for you to run your team. I mean, it'd be great if you just go out there and coach, but it's a lot more to it, a successful program, than just coaching. So it's a lot of off the court stuff that happens, a lot of stuff that people maybe don't even know about. So I guess it's just an open question. Why, and maybe I'm off on it. Maybe a lot more teams do it that way. But do you think people look at it like, this is my team, this is a program, but I got to kind of look at it also kind of like from a business perspective if I want it to kind of be successful? I don't know if I'm making sense with what I'm saying.
Coach, I think they do, but I think a lot of them are discouraged, and it comes from support. You know what I'm saying? First of all, you're not getting the support in the stands. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, if you're not getting the support in the stands, you're probably not getting the support in your program as far as help with resources. You know what I'm saying? It takes resources. And what people see is the season, Coach. But programs is a lot more engulfed into that, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just talk about the season. So you got in the season, these kids have some type of package where they probably get a warm up, book bag, and shoes. You know what I'm saying? Most of them have to pay for that. You know, most coaches that I know, even with that package, they may reduce the cost by fundraising. All right, but you got to have funds for that. And where are you getting that support from? From the community, from a donor themselves? But a lot of coaches that I talk to are struggling with that. Coach, even at Winter Haven, you know what I'm saying? I think it should be more support for the type of teams that Johnny has had over the last, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? We traveled and other teams have traveled out of state. Coach, that stuff costs. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at vans, flights, hotels. You got to feed the kids. You know, and that we just talking about during the season. Well, what about during the summer, Coach? You got camps. You got elite camps. You got summer league. You have, all types of stuff, Coach. That takes resources. And right now, that's one of the number one complaints that I hear from coaches. They just not getting the help that they need to be successful.
So you think people look at it like I guess I don't. I mean, I just to me, like I say, I saw an event being ran, but it looked like, and he's a coach,
Mhm.
right? But it looked to me like it was being ran by a
Of course.
businessman, like a business executive with how you got people with the stats, how you got the people over there with the concession, how you got the hospitality going, how you got the announcement. I mean, it was just like it was a lot of stuff going on, and it was
And that's why he gets the support that he needs, in order to run it that way. You know what I'm saying? It's just like how kids look at colleges, Coach. It's about resources. Look at their locker room. You know what I'm saying? Look at the stuff they have every week on social media where they have, whatever that channel is called for them, where Blue Summers come in. Coach, the kids see that. You know what I'm saying? Kids are attracted to that. You know what I'm saying? They just got their floor painted, things of that nature. They usually have the best gear in the county. Like, what we talking about, Coach?
so
You know,
outside of Bartow, if we talking, I see Coach Blicker. Shout out to Coach Blicker. Big boy win yesterday. It was extremely. We're gonna talk about it in a minute. It was extremely entertaining watching Coach Blicker yesterday, Coach. It was extremely entertaining. They got the win, and that's all that matters at the end of the day, right? But I mean, like you saying, Coach, it ain't just an event that like the mosaic. It is the camps. It is and so I guess you gotta, them banners on the wall in Bartow, all them people giving money, right? Coach Blicker have his team counts. I don't know if it does. Is anybody else consistently having a team camp like Coach Blicker does? So, and he got kids in there. He averages at least 30 or more kids in there. So you kind of gotta. I don't know. And like I say, I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm just saying, I don't know if we look at it from that viewpoint, and if we did, maybe, if we, because I think the day is gone where we as in schools, as in, can totally depend on the school to help us out. You know what I'm saying? And I think some people still like have an over reliance on the schools to help us or save us. And that's just, you got to have more stuff going, i.e., to bring in revenue. And if you bring in revenue and you're paying for stuff and you spending the money, you running a business, right? You run a small business. You got expenses, you got revenue, you got to make sure your stuff is lined up. And I just think it seems like some schools are over reliant on the school. The school got, like you said, school don't have it. School
Coach,
don't have to get
that's the reason why they don't go anywhere.
You got to go get it, right?
They just around here playing because they're restricted because of their budget. Like, Coach, like Winter Haven girls had 4 home games this season, and 2 of them was on one weekend. We had one in November and one in January. Coach, the rest of the time, this. We in Miami, we in South Carolina, we in Atlanta, we in DC, we in Orlando. Like, Coach, we're not taking school buses over there. Like, we gotta find a way to get those kids there. The schools is not providing transportation. Like, you getting minimal support from the school. Minimal. Rest of that is on the coach and on the kids as a program.
So I don't know. I just looked at it and I don't know if we giving ourselves a true chance to maximize. If we gotta change we gotta shift our thinking, like we gotta kind of We gotta be real with the reality, if that makes sense. And I don't know if we're being necessarily real with the reality of the situation, because we can say the schools ain't this and the schools ain't that and the schools ain't this and this, and we don't. And like you say, we don't have the resource coach. Okay, that's an accurate statement. But like this, just let's just look at this past weekend. Windermere does have it. Lake Island Prep does have it. Oak Ridge, Evans, Fort Myers Gateway Charter. These people do have it, and these are the people we got to play. So, are we gonna say we don't have it, and that's just it, and then play the blame game, or we gonna try to even the playing field since we do have to play? I mean, we got to play. It's not like it's a section for the people that don't have the resources, and a section for the people that do. We all in the same classification. So we got to figure something out in order to be able to kind of close that gap. I mean, some stuff we can't do. I mean, if you got a professional alumni basketball player, football player, alumni, they just dumping money into the program. I mean, you can't really compete with that, but you got to be creative in some sense, right? You got to, like Ms. Shaw saying, you walk in, and that's the same thing. You walk in, people say you walk in Bartow and they got 100 banners, but they got 100 banners. It's other people. It's people that graduated from other high schools in Polk County besides Bartow. So I don't know. I'm just putting it out there because here in a minute we're about to start the second season, i.e., tomorrow. A lot of teams start playing tomorrow, and they don't care if you got resources or not. You gotta line up and go for what you know, right? So I don't know. I just think sometimes we have an over reliance on stuff that, and once you know it ain't gonna happen, you can sit there and grab and complain about it, or you can get to work and try to make it work, right?
And coach, I think that comes with the expectations from the coach, the kids, and the program and the community. If they don't have the expectation that they're gonna be good or want to be good, then you're gonna get that mediocre type energy. You know what I'm saying? But it's some programs, if we're talking about Bartow, you can see the work. You can see the work that McGriff is doing. So therefore, people want to pour into that program. So, it goes both ways. So what we need to do as coaches, as players, and as programs is give something that the community can get behind. And community, if you're getting that, let's appreciate that. And let's make sure that we plant seeds and invest in these people that are giving you what your community deserves.
All right. So the week that was on this weekend, Coach, it was our last regular season Polk versus everybody. So we've done it a couple of times. We've done it at the Polk Hoop Shootout. We've done it at the Metro versus Florida. We've done it at the Polk versus Orange. So we've had a couple opportunities to showcase our product as a county against other people outside the county. So in the Mosaic, for you all that are not aware, the Mosaic just ended this past weekend. Friday and Saturday was 13 games, 12 games involved Polk County teams. And of those 12 games, we won 4 of them, which was great. And
Look, funny, man. Look is hilarious.
But Coach, and that's what I was saying I forgot who I was talking to. I'm like, if you look at the balance, Coach, it ain't big corporations. It's the church. It's the barbershop. It's the nail salon. It's the real estate agent. So, Coach, every school got churches. Every school got real estate agents. Every school got barbershops, nail salons. So it's not like, and I guess, we'll probably get some hate from this, like y'all, this, and that with McGriff, but we trying to give the game so you can duplicate the game so you can have the extra resources that you need to run your program. So these are just, it's just conversation. But I didn't see State Farm and Geico and all these. I didn't see 100 corporations. Now, there was some corporate up there, but the majority is the person down the road, the person at the barbershop. Like I say, these are people that are just like you say, believing in the program. So you got to give them something to believe in. You got to develop a relationship with them. But my point is that can happen at any school, Coach. What any school in the county could conceivably have 200 banners on the wall if they just went out and created a relationship within the community. And I ain't asking you for $2,000, $5,000. That's the other thing. We go in and try to hit a home run instead of just hitting a bunch of singles, Coach. So if I get 10 people to give me 100 apiece, that's still $1,000 as opposed to one person giving me $1,000.
Coach, I think you hit it on the head, though. You said going out and building relationships. All right. So I have this conversation all the time where people in different cities say they haven't seen the coach. You know what I'm saying? They haven't came down to the barbershop, or they haven't came across the railroad tracks, or they haven't came to the youth league games. They haven't seen them. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it works both ways. You got to get out into the community, Coach. If it's a community event, you know what I'm saying, you probably need to be there if you can. If you know where your feeder programs are coming from the youth league, you probably need to show your face. You know what I'm saying? Or give a camp to those kids. And the crazy thing is, like I said, we were sitting down with the Warner football coach. Coach, you know why he was there? Because it's so many kids. He wants to improve his recruitment in Polk. And it's so many two-way kids here, Coach, that plays football and basketball. So he came out to see those kids, Coach. We talking about a college football coach in a basketball gym, trying to recruit. You gotta get out in the community, Coach. And that's one of the biggest complaints that I hear from the community is that they don't know who the coach is and that they don't come out and build those relationships.
Coach, our first year with the Fire, with Lakeland Fire. First of all, shout out to Lakeland Fire. With the mug, man. Darius Revere blessed me with this while I was down there, man. This is real nice. But anyway, so we started the Fire a long time ago. Coach, the first fundraiser that I did, Coach, I opened up the phone book. That's how old the Fire is. Still a phone book. Yellow Pages. Coach, I just went and I think I did like 200-300. I just looked, address, wrote on the envelope, had a sponsor letter. We started out, had the little thing at the bottom. You could do 25, 50, 100, or whatever amount. I sent that like 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3. I don't know, remember, but it's a couple hundred people. I think we might have got the first year, we might have got like 12 or 15 of them back. And then once we got it back, then like you say, we get a couple kids. All right, put this jersey on. We're going to go to these people thing and, give them a look. But, Coach, it went from like 12. I did the same thing next year. By the third or fourth year, Coach, that went from 12 to almost like 30 or 40. And some people was giving even more than what was the amount. But you got to do something, Coach, right? You got to do something. I don't know what else to do. I'm not telling coaches to do this now. Obviously, that was, 30 years ago. But you have to – you gotta, what Outcast say, you gotta get out and get something, right? I mean, we can say Windermere got all these resources, and they do, but okay, now they got it. Now what? What are we gonna do if we're trying to compete with Windermere? If we're trying to compete with the people, the villages, we gotta figure out a way to close the gap on what we can control. Now, can we do multi-million-dollar resources? Probably not. But we can control what we can to make it, to close that gap, because these people, they're not feeling sorry for you because you don't have the resources. They're trying to beat you, right?
My thing is the kids shouldn't suffer because they don't have the resources to get there. Like I've heard of people saying like, "Hey, we can't go this year because we just don't have the money." That
Mike,
shouldn't be a reason for them people that they
Mike.
can't go.
I mean, Mike, that's what I mean. Coach, he don't want to know. I ain't saying, we never gonna be sitting eye to eye with the Villagers, but I'm saying control what we can control. We can do more, right? But I mean, but anyway. So, Coach, how you feel overall about the Mosaic
Shout out to Coach McGriff and Bartow
and
basketball.
us
Um,
as a county?
for the event itself, I have to jump on the PG back with that and make sure that we give McGriff his flowers, his program, their flowers, and Mosaic being the corporate sponsor over that. We want to thank you for allowing that event to be here. All right.
Man,
All right.
McGriff got a jumbotron, a digital scoreboard. That's
One person donated that, and that's
Hey,
not cheap.
feel like I
But
was in a college arena.
Facts. Coach, I said last week that them people were gonna come to Polk and put their hands on us, and they did come to Polk and put their hands on us. They really did. But I will say this: at least we didn't lay down. We competed, Coach. It was some games I thought were gonna be blowouts, and Polk came out and competed. We at least pinched some people,
Victory shot a lot of people.
and put people on notice.
a lot of
PG.
people, bro.
You know what I'm saying? We put people on notice, but where is this energy at all year? Why can't we consistently get that type of play? You know what I'm saying? Like I was impressed with Coach Blicker in Santa Fe. I was impressed with Lake Wells, Coach, because everybody thought they were gonna get blowed out.
Who they
Everybody.
played?
They played Gateway Charter.
Yeah,
That's the team that
including the coach. Including the
yes,
coach thought they were gonna blow Lake
yeah,
Wells.
thought he was insulted that McGriff lined him up. You know what I'm saying? But he was in a dogfight.
They
Lake
good or
Wells
something?
should have beat them, bro. Like real deal. Yeah, they got a nice squad, bro. But Lake Wells played that first quarter, like the first quarter, coach, and 2 through 4, they were two different teams. Like,
Yeah.
and they got to. You would hope they got to feel good going into this week with how they perform. We went 4-8, coach. Like I say, I was most impressed. I was impressed by how Victory battled with Gibbs. I was very impressed with how Santa Fe battled, and also with how Discovery. I those guys, for them to be just their first year playing together, they seem, and obviously they still got some work to do, but they played well together. I thought they played well. They play hard. That was one thing I was impressed with all the county teams. Everybody played hard. Now you might not have been playing well. You might have been making some mistakes, but they was playing hard, coach. And I didn't see any team look like they was like scared or
No.
the moment was too big for them. The opponent was too big for them. Seemed like they appreciated the challenge, whether it turned out well for them or not. Seemed like they appreciated the challenge.
Coach, with the roster that McGriff had on Saturday was impressive for them to compete with Windermere.
Coach, he had the same roster on Friday,
He
and
I
did?
thought he got some sausage put in him.
No.
it was
No.
close.
That was they competed. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know about the roster on Friday because I wasn't there. But
Yeah.
I know he was shorthanded. Put it like this: McGriff was shorthanded. You know what
Very
I'm saying?
short-handed.
And those kids competed at a high level. You know what I'm saying? Like that's be commendable. Like I said, Lake Wells need to be commended. Santa Fe, Victory, those teams that I seen that was impressive, coach. You know what I'm saying? Even Davenport came out and played well at times. It just unfolded there at the end, but you can see the competition is there, coach. We got the talent. The talent is here.
We
But
got
for
the talent.
some reason we just can't put it together consistently, PG. But they came out and competed this weekend. I don't know what it is that they can't come out and play like this all season. but this weekend they came out and competed.
So based off of that, and we are moving into the second season. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk all district matchups, kind of because this week is going to determine whether some people move on or whether some people done. Right?
Yes.
I see how you're looking, Coach.
I'm looking up some ads for dish detergent though, Coach. See who got it on sale.
So if we start in the rural division, the small division, and we'll post all this, of course. On Wednesday, Fort Meade takes on Pahokee. Now this is one of the more talented Fort Meade teams that they've had in a while. Shout out to Coach Wilson. He was at the game on Saturday. Coach Wilson from Fort Meade. Do you think that Fort Meade has a shot to? Because I know last week they were like 8, so they would get in as of last week. Now, do you think they have to win the district to get in, or they already locked in? And Pahokee, I think Fort Meade got a decent shot. I could be off on that, but I think they got a decent shot in their district. I know you're not really up on Fort Meade, so I'm just talking to.
I think with what Coach Otis got down there, I think he's maximizing what he has. I'm hoping that he does get in. Do you remember what region they in, Coach?
They're in rural number 4, I think. Region 4, 3 or 4, one of them, but I want to say 4. Okay. Well, while you look that up, so we got that.
Right now he's number 7, and Pahokee is number 8.
So that's like a play-in game almost.
Yeah, it's almost like a play-in game. He needs to win that game for sure, but I think they're going to be in for sure in the playoffs. Looking at what everything and everybody else, he's going to get in. It's just a matter if he's going to be a 6, 7, or 8 seed.
Okay.
So winning the district, he could win this district. You got to play Moorhaven, but he at least got to make the district final.
Okay. All right. So moving on to 1A District 9, and we got to talk about it because it's Polk County teams, but obviously So the 1 seed that gets a bye is Victory. Victory Christian is the 1 seed. The 2 seed in that district is City of Life. The 3 seed is All Saints. So All Saints will travel to City of Life on Tuesday. And the 4 and 5 game tomorrow will be Oasis traveling to McLaughlin. And so that's the district. I mean, all I can do is tell you what it say on the paper. So Victory, we figuring would have to stumble, fall, roll, clip.
Coach, that JV team will win that district.
And they will win the district, but even past the district, it's pretty. You had to play for Victory. You had to play, and I want to make sure I'm saying this to no disrespect to McLaughlin, Oasis, or All Saints, right, or anybody else in that region, but you almost had to play the schedule they play to get somewhat type of work for what they're going to see later on. So it was kind of, I think it was Coach Blicker and McGriff was talking, and we was talking about kind of Victory. So they got a chance to be 2 or 3, but they can also end up in that 4. And I guess nobody wants that 4, at least the first game, because that's Sagemont, right? You don't want Sagemont walking in the building. But is there? I mean, we don't see any way that they don't make it. So, but will they lose points based off of who they got to play in that region?
Yeah, their region is not going to help them. First of all, Coach Fitzgerald, you don't notice. Let's just say that right now. If you do not make the Final Four, Coach, we're going to petition, Coach. Coach, the region's strength of schedule is all negative except for victory. So they're going to walk into the Final Four. All right. Now, what their goal is to try to get the 3 seed, and it's possible, but the region is so weak. I don't think it's gonna happen unless Impact Christian get upset in the regional playoffs.
Yeah, Coach Blicker, right on cue. They just lost.
Yeah. So if they lose in the regional playoffs, then they'll bump up to 3. If not, victory is on a collision course with Sage Mount.
Okay, so we gift wrapping the district and we gift wrapping the trip to the White House. It's just a matter of who they got to play
Once they get there.
once they get there. Okay, so moving on to 2A District 5, and we just going through the seeds. So the 1 seed is Santa Fe. So Santa Fe has a bye until Wednesday. The 2 seed is Foundation Academy. The 3 seed is Martyr. I might be saying that wrong. Martyr Brighton Lakes Academy. I mean, no, that's sorry. That's a 2 seed is a 7 seed is Martyr Brighton. They got 7 seeds in their, 17th in their district. Martyr Brighton Lakes Academy, and the 3 seed is Cornerstone Charter. The 6 seed is Ridgeview Global, and the 4 seed is Lakeland Christian. 5 is New Dimension. So, is there any? Oh, Marta dropped out, so Foundation gets a forfeit to the next round. So, is there any scenario that Santa Fe does not win the district? And if we look past the district, is there any reason? And I think, and like I told you, Coach, with like 4 minutes to go, you and Fresh, when Santa Fe was down 6, I'm like, Coach, Santa Fe gonna win this game. Watch, they gonna win this game. You think I'm Coach? I'm telling you, they're gonna win this game. I just see how it's going. And Coach Blicker gave it to Toby, gave it to him the whole game, Coach. And one thing I just watched. I'm just looking. He giving it to Toby, Coach. And all I saw Toby do was take it, Coach. All he did was look at him. However he felt, he just took it, and he just kept coming back and down the stretch. You know who led him down the stretch?
Totally.
Same kid he had been getting on the whole game, just riding him. Pause. But he know the button to push. He been coaching Toby since Toby started playing basketball, right? But that win against a team like Evans, but we say all the time, they've been playing people like that all year, Coach.
Yeah.
So Evans, they wasn't afraid of the moment. They wasn't afraid of playing a tough opponent. They've been playing tough people all year. So is this the year that Santa Fe kicks the door down and makes it to the RP Funding Center?
Coach Blick don't know this, Coach. Coach Blick don't know that if he does not make the White House, he's going to hear it from Polk, i.e. Coach Washington. And Coach Blick will know this. I told him in person, so he know what the expectations are. I think this is the best chance that he's had since he's been there in order to make it. With the way that the region is set up, nobody has played the schedule that he's had, and they are battle-tested and ready for this run. My thing is there are some hiccup games, some trap games that, he's going to have to be ready for. He's going to have to keep his team laser sharp, focused, and ready for each game. I think one of the trap games is the Holy Trinity team that they end up losing to at the buzzer last year. You know what I'm saying? They're like a 4 seed right now. That means they have to come back to them in the second round. And they'll have that confidence like, hey, we came in here last year and we can beat them. Do I think they're a better team? No. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have those kids ready to go and just let them know that at any given moment, people are going to give us our best, their best game. But my thing is, this is the year that they should be able to break that curse and get to Lakeland.
Okay. All right. So things kind of pick up once we leave 1A and 2A. We got 3A 9. The 1 seed is Avon Park. They get a bye. The 4 seed is Lincoln Park Academy. 5 seed is Lake Placid. And the 2 seed is Frostproof. 3 seed is Somerset College Prep. So we got 3 kind of teams that we cover in the area. Is there any type of reason that we think that Avon Park does not win that district?
No. Avon Park should walk through and beat the district title. And their reward for winning the district title is going to be the 8th seed, probably in that region.
And who's the 1 seed, coach?
1 seed is Calvary Christian right now, coach. And them people just gave away a game at the end to Mount Verde Academy.
Them people, man. As Fresh would say, them people. So conceivably right now, we at least got 3 district champs, though. So we got Victory, Santa Fe, and Avon Park. Okay.
If they have that 1 seed, coach, they're going to take a nice charter bus down there and be back home early.
I'm sorry. All right. Now, our probably most competitive district is 3A6. 3A6, the 1 seed is Lake Highland Prep. The 2 seed is Discovery. The 3 seed is Windermere Prep. The 4 seed is McKeel. 5 seed is Four Corners. So Lake Highland Prep will get the bye. And Discovery and Windermere Prep also kind of get the bye. They will play on Wednesday. The game is at Discovery. So McKeel, we feel like they gonna play, but it's probably not gonna be long, right? So how do we feel after Discovery had a tough shout out to Coach Weeds, got picked up his 100th career win on last night. Tough, hard fought win against a real good Tampa Prep team. Do we think that Coach Weeds, what does Coach Weeds have to do? We'll ask that question. What does he have to do to win? Because conceivably you're gonna get Windermere Prep and Lake Highland Prep. So you get both of them. And you get them back to back, right?
Yep.
So what does he have to do, like Drake? What does he have to do to beat Windermere Prep? And we know he's locked into the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's just what seed he's gonna fall. So he wins the district, he can get as high as 3 seed, right?
And no.
I thought we said something about because I know the Villages is the 1 seed, right? Regardless,
he's not gonna get that high. I think like Highland Prep will be a lock at the 3 seed, right? even if they do lose.
So who would be 2 between Villages and Lake Highland Prep?
Hold on.
I thought we were looking at Lake Highland Prep as the 2 seed lock and Villages is the 1 seed lock.
Calvary Christian out of Clearwater.
Okay. So the highest they can get is a 4 seed.
The highest they can get is a 4 seed.
But if they win the district, Lake Highland Prep can still be ahead of them even if they don't win district, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be able to jump Tampa Catholic as the 4 seed.
So, Coach, for the people at home, Coach, we got Villages, Lake Highland Prep, Calvary Christian, Tampa Catholic, Discovery, Windermere Prep, all in the same region.
Yes.
And 3 of them all in the same district.
Yes.
Man, I remember we was at Lakeland, man, and one year it was us, Vito, and it was Evans or Oak Ridge, one of them. Because it was 3 of us in the same region, and we was ranked 2, 3, and 5 in the state, and we was in the same region, Coach. And so all of us in the same region, we got to the final. Oh no, that was Sickles that year. Sickles, because we beat Sickles with John Henson, and then Vito just came in and just gave it to us, right? But Coach, the two of the other teams in other regions, ain't no way in the world they would have beat either one of us that didn't make it. That region was so strong, it was almost unfair. So it's kind of, this region kind of give you that same type of energy, Coach. This region is so strong, it's almost like it's not even fair. So what does Discovery have to do? Put your coaching hat on. What does Discovery have to do to get the win against Windermere Prep, and we predict the Lake Island Prep?
I think the first thing that they did was jump them in the district standings in order to get a home game. I think that's very important for Wheatlands and his team that they had the home game against Windermere Prep. I think that gives them an advantage. Just also know Windermere Prep is gonna their strength of schedule is a lot higher, so they played against a better team after the overall season. But I think it's gonna be a classic battle, Coach. I don't think it can go either way. You know what I'm saying? But I think we have to stick to what they do well. You know what I'm saying? Don't go outside of that. Stick to your game plan. If the game plan doesn't work, you have to be willing to change right away to get your team in a successful position. I think it's going to be a chess match between him and the coach, and who's going to be able to knock down shots. And I think at home, Wheeling is going to be a tough out. So I don't think they can come in there and beat Discovery at home. I'm really rooting for Discovery with this. Now, him going to Lake Highland Prep on Friday, that's a whole different story. After watching them play, Coach, that's probably one of the best coach teams that I've seen all season. Coach, they fundamentally sound on offense. They fundamentally sound on defense. It wasn't many weaknesses as far as strategy in the way that they are coached. They probably lack some size or whatever, but they run their stuff, Coach, and they believe in it, and all of them are on the same page. And that's going to be a hard out.
Yeah. They were very impressive defensively. I mean, Arbondale, but they were very impressive on. I'll be honest, I didn't really even look at their offense like that, because I was like, they are so impressive. Like they would
never pass the eye test either.
Yeah, you don't think they that good on defense, Coach? They were. I mean, they were. It was impressive. It was real impressive, Coach. And Arbondale was trying, Coach. They were trying to run some stuff. But I mean, Marlon, we rooting for him, but we just saying over there they struggling at the Mosaic and being home. That's two different, conversations. But of course we going for Wheatlers,
Marlon, name one team that went to Orlando and beat them. Please. It's hard to beat them over there.
Okay. So moving on, while Marlon answers that question, moving on to 4A District 7. We just saying the districts because we want to make sure everybody is represented. We'll post them on the page, of course, all the game schedules. The 1 seed in 4A7 is Liberty. They get the bye, and they will play the winner out of the 4 seed Tenor Rock, 5 seed Mulberry, and the 2 seed that also gets a bye in that district is Bishop Moore out of Orlando, and they play the winner out of the 3 seed Lake Region against the 6 seed Hardy. So Lake Region hosts a playoff district game tomorrow. With all that Coach Shake has been through this year, he's sitting at a 3 seed opposite Coach. Is it any scenario that Coach Shake can put together 1, 2, 3 wins and win the district, Coach? Because it ain't no world beaters.
No, Coach. He probably has one of the easiest districts after victory. You know what I'm saying? And he has a chance to have a losing record and be able to win the district.
And win the district, Coach.
And the way that they're playing defense right now, they're really getting after people. And I think Coach Shake actually played some people that's had him prepared for this. So I'm hoping that they can pull it off.
So is this breaking news? You about to pick that region to win a game?
It's not.
I ain't say district. I say a game.
Oh, they'll beat Hardy.
So this breaking news. First time you picking I wish we had I feel like they be having on inside the NBA. Coach, breaking news. Coach finally picks Lake Region.
Yeah. I
Or
got them
yeah,
to beat RD.
I think they can win the district, coach. I'm
I
picking them to
think
win
so
the district.
too. I
I'm
think
picking them
so
to win the
too.
district. Yeah,
But
I think they
kids
they
got to lock in. Kids got to lock in for 3 games and execute their game plan to a T. Not go off and do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Just trust the system, trust what your coaches got into it, outplay, outwork everybody on the court. And coach, they got a chance.
I like
They,
it. I
they
like it.
definitely got a chance.
All
Because
right.
Liberty ain't no world beaters for
That's what
sure.
I'm telling you, coach. I done seen the other people. I think they can beat them, coach, and they done played a tougher schedule than Liberty and Bishop Moore. So
Mm-hmm.
let's go, Coach Shea. Don't let me down now. Don't let me down. All right, 5-8-8. Arbondale is the 1 seed, so they get the bye. They play the winner. They play tomorrow night. The winner of Freedom versus Kathleen. And the 2 seed is Lake Wells, who host Sebring on Wednesday. So they saw each other. They played right behind each other just this past Saturday. So both teams saw the other team play. So how do you feel? And Arbondale they won in the district. I think they 2 in the region right now. They win the district. Does that propel them to the 1 seed in their region? And is it anything? And Lake Wells is kind of hanging around like at number 9, right? So they would have to win the district to get in. Obviously, Sebring or Kathleen would too. But what you think about 5A District 8? Anybody got a chance against Arbondale? The other 4 guys.
If Lake was play like they did the second, third, and fourth quarter in the Mosaic, they have a chance in competing with Arbondale. They played Arbondale pretty close the last time they played. Also, they have a chance. My thing is Lake Wells doesn't get in unless they win the district, so they got to play like their life depending on it. You know, every possession, every quarter, every game. So as far as Arbondale goes, Arbondale winning the district, I don't think they'll be able to jump Lecanto as the 2 seed. So I think Arbondale's going to stay the 3 seed as far as in that region.
Arbondale got a good shot in that region too, coach.
They have a great shot.
Ain't no world
Because
beaters in that region either.
ain't no world beaters in there also. And you know, one of my good friend coaches Leesburg, and they're gonna play hard, and but he's down compared to the teams that he's had. But the
So
region
is
strength of
this is this
schedule,
is this Eric best chance to get there too?
no, I think it's not his best chance. Is one of the better chances that he has in order to get there. I think that one year when he made the regional final, a few years back,
You're right.
was probably his best chance to get in.
When he had Diego on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he got a real good shot this year too, though.
Yeah, he's definitely got a good shot. And his positioning is really, really good too. Being at that 3 seed. And you want to be the 2 and 3 seed in that region. Only thing is he can go to Lecanto and beat them. You know what I'm saying? Will he be able to go to Leesburg and beat them? Would be the question.
Leesburg at least 10 points better at home.
At least 10 points better at home.
Yeah. Okay, so we're moving up to another competitive district. This is 6A7. The 1 seed is the Bartow Yellow Jackets. They get the bye. They will play the winner of Lake Buena Vista and Horizon, who play tomorrow night. And on Wednesday, the 2 seeds, the Lakeland Dreadnoughts, and they will take on the Lake Gibson Braves, who is the 3 seed. So, how do we feel about that Lake Gibson Lakeland game? Lake Gibson has picked up, got a couple guys that they've gotten back that hadn't been with them. Lakeland has, got both teams, I guess, are as full speed as they're going to be. Both teams are very athletic, very aggressive. How do you
I think the
Lake
Lakeland Lake Gibson game is a trap game for Lakeland. They have to really, really be careful. Lake Gibson has always played them tough, if they've been down or not. I think they beat them. Was that last year? Was that year before? They went in Lakeland beat them.
I think they beat them.
Yeah.
So
So I think that's a trap game, and the kid from Lake Gibson is special. If he decides that he wants to take over, he gonna give them issues.
so nothing Lakeland can do about him.
No, they just got to stick to what they do well, and I think Scooter is going to carry them victorious. They'll get it's headed for a Bartow Lakeland championship game. And the
So,
thing is, looking at it right now, Lakeland has to win the district to get in.
so as we look at that, Coach, I watched. I was there for the Breakfast Club game, Lake Gilson and Sebring. I was there for all of them. But the first thing that kid, Coach, he is a legitimate 6'7".
Mm-hmm.
Like they not fudging the stats. Like he's 6'5", but they saying no, he's 6'7",
No.
and he got size, Coach. He looked like, I mean, he reminded me
Coach, he played
body
defensive
wise.
end in football. Coach, he's a grown man.
Yeah, he reminded me of Bacon, Coach, size wise. I'm
Coach,
not
he a
saying
grown
skill
man in the
wise,
10th
but
grade.
size wise, and he a sophomore.
Yep.
But like you say, it's like he just be kind of cruising. He ain't. You can tell he
Coach,
got it in him, but he
if
ain't
that
doing it all the
switch
time. So maybe,
ever decides to flip on
yeah,
and it stays there, Coach, he a problem.
it's
And
over.
he can shoot it,
Yeah,
Coach. He can shoot it. You know what I'm saying? If he puts it all together, like I said, I already say he top 5 in the county. And I'll stand on that for sure as a
Coach,
sophomore.
I said this, Coach, from a purely now, hear me now, from a purely talent standpoint. Oh, he might be the most talented kid in the county. I ain't saying he the best player in the county. I'm saying the most talented player in the county. So I wouldn't say he the top player, but man, he got some talent, Coach. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
I just need him to really take this seriously. And boy, you can be a pro on whatever sport you decide to play.
Yeah, he got it though. He got it. I
Football
just hope
or basketball, you could be a pro.
he got it. So him and what he brings, and Scooter and what Scooter brings, that would be an interesting game. And you notice that it's like you say, it's a rivalry game. They play each other tough, and Lakeland hard to lose, hard to beat at home. You know, they kind of like Leesburg. They about 10 points better at
Fact.
home than is on the
But the
road
thing
too. So
is, like Gibson has done it in the past.
they have went in there and beat them. That's true. That's true. So that'd be. So we're looking at a Bartow versus somebody at Lakeland, and if it happens to be Lakeland, this will be the first time they played all year, Coach. And in it, like,
Cause that's a whole nother conversation. It's the first time ever since the Mosaic been played that Lakeland hasn't been in there.
Man, yeah, man.
But
That's
like I said, that's a whole nother conversation.
a whole conversation for another day. So that one. So we predicting a district champ, or we just say that could go either way. So it's no. Can anybody go into Bartow and beat McGriff on a Friday night?
If Bartow can stay out of their own way, if they have their full roster, and like I said, stay out of their own way. I know we're gonna say something about availability. I can't say that with more emphasis than I can right now. Like, don't do anything to jeopardize the rest of your team. Jeopardize yourself not being available and jeopardize the whole team. That's selfish for you to make decisions that not allow you to be available for the game.
Okay, and that's everybody. But we saying Bartow, but that's everybody. Yeah, Coach TNJ Network. You gonna shout out to TNJ Network in the chat. You gonna be your secretary, your admin, and all your people gonna make sure that you be that way. So make sure you clear your calendar, sir. So we move on to last. We got 2 districts in 7A. So 7A District 9, number 1 seed is Osceola, Kissimmee Osceola. They will play the winner. They play tomorrow night. You have Ridge is the 5 seed traveling to Haines City, the 4 seed rivalry game, and the winner of that game gets Osceola on Wednesday. The 2 seed that also has a bye is Poinciana, and they get the winner of the 3 seed who will be hosting. Davenport will be hosting Celebration. So how do you feel about us? We got 3 of our teams in the county. All 3 of them are fighting for their playoff lives. They have to win the district to get in, right? So Haines City, Ridge, Davenport, the only way they get in is if they win the district. So what's your forecast for that district?
Jersey to the right, short to the left, Coach. Just start doing inventory.
Coach, I mean, I ain't seen Osceola. I haven't seen Poinciana, but because I was impressed with Davenport. Like they it's like they kind of gotta it's like a roller coaster. Like they jumped out on the people, coach. They jumped out on Tampa Catholic. I'm sitting there like, whoa. And then they just kind of plateaued kind of the rest of the game. Coach, I hadn't seen the freshman. I heard about Butter. Coach, Butter is, I ain't calling him Jakai. I'm calling him Butter, Coach, because I see why he got the nickname. Coach, I was impressed by him, and I was also impressed by the freshman PG at Sebring, the Caden Hester. Coach, just from them being, we know we talk about true PGs all the time. Like, as freshmen, just the ability, just the command, just the confidence, just you can tell, you wouldn't know they're a freshman unless somebody say, like you had, Coach, that's a freshman right there. He don't come off like no freshman, Coach, but he's very impressive. So I think that PC Gridiron trying to be in that dog. What's the name? Shout out to PC Gridiron, man. Appreciate you tapping in. I wish we could have chopped it up a little bit Friday. I didn't know you were at the game. But Coach, I mean I don't know what Osceola got, so that's take it with a grain of salt. But the way they battled with Tampa Catholic, I don't think Osceola is better than Tampa Catholic, are they?
I think they're about even.
So if you can compete,
I think I like Osceola. I seen them this summer, and I seen them in the fall. And Osceola got a good team. So they're well coached. They can shoot the ball at a high level, and they're disciplined and play, great ball on defense. Right now they like 18-2 or something like that, Coach. And Davenport has played them tough. But they just hadn't found a way to win. I don't see anyone beating Osceola for the district championship. I just don't see it. My thing is, potentially, do we have teams that can potentially do it? Yes. If Ridge decide to put it all together for 3 games, yes. Can Haines City do it? Yes. Can Davenport do it? Yes. Coach, they have shown flashes, but history is not on their side. Even in the game that we saw against Tampa Catholic, started out well, and then they blew up internally. You know what I'm saying? You can see them arguing on the court. You can see them going away from what was working in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, coach done got a game plan, done put us in the system, but okay, it's working, but now let me try my own thing. Then when things start to unravel, they start arguing with each other. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure they're going to approach me tomorrow, especially Butter. We're going to have this one-on-one conversation on what he has to do to get this job done. Because they're talented. They are very talented. I think for one game, they can go out and beat pretty much anybody.
Very coach.
If they stay out of their own way.
So it's a mental thing. It's a mental block they gotta break through. And Coach White, Eric White, shout out to Coach White. Thank you for your help with keeping us updated with Ridge. Ridge is like Coach say, Ridge can play. They can put some stuff together. It's just now you gotta put it together. You don't get the man, it was off night, we'll get them next night. Ain't no next game. So you gotta put it together. So yeah, we
Coach,
know
I've seen all 3 play. Like I said, they have to do it for 3 games, not just 1 game. You have to do it for 3 games. And I just don't have the confidence that they can do it for 3 games.
Okay. All right. And the last district matchup is 7A District 10. We got Newsom is the 1 seed.
Did you talk about? Oh, yeah. You're talking about it now. Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah. We got Newsom, who is the 1 seed. So they get the bye. And they will play the winner of the 4 seed who gets to host the home game tomorrow. Winter Haven hosts Strawberry Crest. And then on the other side, Plant City is the 2 seed they get the winner of 6 seed Durant, who travels to George Jenkins. So, Coach, I'm gonna make a bold prediction, Coach.
Winter Haven can win that district.
Winter Haven's gonna win the district, Coach. If all their kids are healthy, because I know one their second league scorer was sick Saturday, so he didn't play. If all their kids suit up, they're supposed to suit up, Coach, with that district, Winter Haven is gonna win that district, Coach.
They can go out and win it, Coach.
I think Jenkins will get past Durant, but they may struggle with Plant City because it's tough to beat Plant City over there.
Yeah, and they got a big kid that can cause problems in the inside.
Yeah, Coach, I do, Coach. But Jenkins could sneak in there and win. Jenkins or Winter Haven could legitimately win that district, Coach.
The district is not very strong.
Yeah, it's up for grabs.
And every time Plant City, that Durant, and even Newsom played somebody from the county, they struggled. So, I really think, Winter Haven has a really good chance of winning the district. And I think Jenkins can sneak up on some people too. I think they're going to go in underestimating them because of their record.
Coach, and there ain't no record now. Everybody's 0-0, right? Everybody's 0-0. So, all right. So, district play gets started tomorrow. There'll be some games on Monday. There'll be some games on Tuesday. There'll be some games on Wednesday, and there'll be some games on Friday. So, all week long, we have district play kicking off for the boys. And, Coach, we also have it doing what? It's kicking off for the girls, right? So, all district play starts on the boys and the girls side starting this week. So, Coach, anything you want to, when we tap out, anything you want to say? I know we don't have any girls to recognize because y'all didn't play this week, right? So,
no, not for us, but they do have some they want to recognize.
Okay, all right. Well, I didn't know that because we could have did that to start the show. My bad. All right, so Coach.
For one, Polk County girls, they sent over their information, and the girls they want to recognize for their play this week is LCC out of Mulberry. She had 46 points against Lake Gibson, 25 against Bartow, 26 against Durant.
You said 46 as in 4-6?
Coach, man, she averaging 30 a game. She probably finished her season with 23 to 2,500 points. I'm curious of what her final tally is going to be.
46.
But
so you did 46.
She lights it up, Coach. She lights it up.
Jeez.
Right now, she's averaging 30.1 a game. Delissa Morris from Haines City had 19 and 5 against Stephanie Krishnan. Sasha Lawson, I think we recognized her last week, had 22 and 10 for Santa Fe against Cristo Ray. And Sophia Hernandez for Santa Fe also had 21, 8, and 11 steals against Cristo Ray. That's a crazy stat line. Chloe Overstreet for LCS had 23 points against Arbondale. But the Exodus 410 Player of the Week is going to go to Ava Anderson from McKeel. She had 27 points against Fort Meade. She had 42 points against Lake Gibson and had 17 points against Plant City. So, shout out to Ava. Shout out to her teammates and coaches at McKeel. And she had a killer week. So that's the Player of the Week from the Polk County girls side.
Oh, my God. 46 and 42, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're lighting up. And like you say, the girls are starting this week. We got a bye, so we play the winner of the Newsom and somebody on Thursday. But I do know Davenport has a doubleheader, which I think is going to be awesome, girls and boys, tomorrow. So,
that's a good concept. Might as well get. But man, Friday night. Remember I told y'all last week the Rutledge girl, she won the thing from Jenkins, and I'm like, man, that name sounds for me. I know I ain't going. So when I was at Jenkins, he was a kid named Jacady that I coached for a brief minute before I left. To go to Alcatraz, and his sister, she played for Coach Cobb on the girls' side.
Okay.
That's her daughter. So her daddy came up to me, told me, I said, "Man, I didn't know I had to talk to you because so it's her granddad, because it's his daughter's daughter."
Okay.
And I'm like, man, that was just crazy. So we caught up for a little bit because, like I said, he was like, man, I heard you say that on the show. This my granddaughter right here. She was right there, coach. And the thing is, she was there watching basketball. He would sit down a little bit, and he'll go up there and kind of talk to her, like coaching up. But you got her right where she needed to be. So you could tell, and she's sitting there. She knows she watching, and she seemed like she into it. You know what I'm saying? Like she hungry for it. So I just thought that was pretty neat. So I just wanted to kind of get that little side to it. So shout out to all of the young ladies on the girls side. Shout out to Miss Anderson, who won the Player of the Week for this week. And shout out to Essex 410, man, for supporting oh, hold on, that was the same team that gave I didn't know that was the same team. Oh God. Hey, so man, as we finish up, Coach, what are you telling? What's the message to the coaches and to the kids as we close the chapter on the first season and we start the new season get really started now, but officially they roll them out tomorrow. What's the message as we close out? You got the last tape.
For sure, Coach. I mean, you got to approach every game as if it's your last. All right, because it could be. This is the win or go home season right here, and you control your own destiny. I cannot speak highly enough of preparation. You know what I'm saying? Getting your body the way it needs to be. Mentally preparing, watching film. Coaches, you need to have a great game plan, and you need to have a backup plan just in case that doesn't work. For me, it's going to be A, B, and C plan just in case. And we've been preparing for that all season. But again, players, make sure that you're available. Don't do nothing stupid in school. Do nothing stupid at home that will not have you available for your team. I think it's selfish for you to make a decision that's going to hurt, 10, 12 other players. And lastly, please stay from listening to people in the stands. Because, boy, I had the privilege of sitting in the stands this past weekend, and the things that people are shouting and trying to coach from over there, I can see why these kids confused, Coach, because it's totally different from what the coach is asking of these kids. So stay within your circle, the people that's in your locker room, that's who you need to be listening to. You know what I'm saying? Especially while the game is going on. So, Coach, make sure you're available, prepare mentally and physically, and play every game as your last.
All right. And there you have it from the All-State coach. And that's all we got for y'all tonight, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in and rocking with us. We're going to jump off. And good luck to the young men and young ladies as you guys start the second season. Make sure that you do what you need to do, man, so y'all can keep playing. And we'll be here for it, man. We're rooting for everything in Polk County, man. And good luck to all the coaches. Good luck to all the kids on the court this week, man. Y'all be safe until next time. Polk Hoops, we out. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Y'all be easy now.